What is going on? Today we are going to try to understand with stick figures how Bitcoin works. My name is Aaron. I'm brand new to cryptocurrency, brand new to crypto investing. Just started a few months ago, and I started investing, but I didn't really understand how Bitcoin really works. What is a miner? Who's a node? What's a node? How do we get money? I don't understand the process of it. And so I'm going to try to use stick figures to try to describe how Bitcoin works. There's a whole bunch of technical descriptions using big words and big brain concepts. That is not this video. This video will use simple kindergarten lizard brain language with stick figures to try to describe something very, very complex. I'm not going to get into details of everything, but I'm going to be as accurate as I possibly can and know how to do it. And let's see if it will work, because I feel like this is the future of finance and we should at least have some kind of lizard brain understanding to it. My name is Aaron. If you're brand new to this channel, I'm on a journey to acquiring 1 Bitcoin. And so if you want to follow along with me in that journey, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell for any new and updated content, and of course give me a like button if you want to help me grow this channel and you feel like a generous person. Okay, so now without further ado, here's what we have to do. Here's the problem. The problem is sometimes I want to be able to send my money to my friend over here, Bob. Okay, and the way I send money right now is I have to send it through either a bank or like a credit card company, like a payment processor like Visa, or like a company like Amazon. Sometimes all of the above, sometimes 1, 2, or 3 of them. And then they make sure that everything's in order. They make sure that I'm not overspending. They make sure that I have the money in my account. They make sure that that I don't spend it twice. And so then he receives the cash. So these guys do all the regulation, they're doing all the verification, all that kind of stuff. Now the problem is with those guys, they take our information. I don't like that myself. They get hacked. I don't like that myself. They take my security, all that stuff. So what Bitcoin is it's the replacement of that, and they do that on the Bitcoin network. Okay, what is the Bitcoin network? It's a whole bunch of computers. This is why they call it decentralized. So if it's centralized, only Amazon or a bank or a payment processor, they do the regulation. But the Bitcoin network, it's shared between a whole bunch of these different computers. These different computers are called nodes. Okay, now what is a node? Well, it's just basically a computer that runs Bitcoin software that runs the Bitcoin network. It's kind of hard to understand, but maybe it'll help if you see it. Now all these little black dots, these concentrations of black dots, these are different nodes that are all over the world, different computers running the Bitcoin software. There's 9,310 nodes at the current state. In the United States, you could tell there's 1,700 nodes. In Germany, there's 1,600 nodes. France, there's 540 nodes, or computers running the Bitcoin software. Now, what's the Bitcoin software? How do you become a node? You just go to bitcoin.org, you download this thing called Bitcoin Core, and you could, there's a whole bunch of steps I'm not going to go through, but essentially you follow the steps and you become a full-on node here. So just pretty much that simple. We use the Bitcoin network, and it's just like a whole bunch of these guys verifying what they verify, all the transactions that are happening. They verify hey, did they send this money? Is that correct? And then they verify with each other. Hey, is this what you got? Yes, this is what I got. They're all talking to each other right now. And it's pretty incredible because it's all a decentralized software. If it was just Visa, it's just one party, and then they could, manipulate stuff, or they could take your information, or, they don't do it well or whatever. And there's a lot of verification here. It's called consensus. And so I think that's very useful here. Now, how does this Bitcoin network run? How does it operate? So let's get into it. They use something called a ledger, right? And it's just like the list of all transactions. But the equivalent to that is something called the blockchain. And a blockchain is it's an awesome advanced technology. And what we have to understand what a block is. A block is a series of transactions. I'm going to name it TX. So let's say Aaron sends money to Bob and Cindy sends money to Dan. And then Ephraim sends money to ABCDEF. Fred. Okay? These transactions get poured into and made into a block. That block goes through some kind of algorithm, like it's called a hash algorithm. And it turns into a hash. What is a hash? Think of it as a digital fingerprint or like a signature. Okay, so maybe it'll be helpful if we describe what that is. There is a famous hash algorithm called the SHA, S-H-A 256. Okay, and here's what that is. The SHA 256 calculator. Basically saying this, this is what a hash is. A hash is a long string of characters that identifies any input. So we're talking about hashes here. I could put in the name Aaron and it would generate this hash down here, right? This is the hash that was just generated for this input. Got it? So now let's talk about, we could put in anything. You could put in a name. You could I could go over here and take all of Wikipedia's page on Dwayne Johnson. I'm going to copy it. The Rock, you know what I'm saying? And I could put it in here and it would generate one string of these numbers with all of that data in here. Okay, so the cool thing about a hash is that, let's say I put in Aaron, which is my name. If I change one small part of this, it changes the whole hash. You notice that? If I take off one thing, it changes this number. If I add one thing, it changes this number. If I capitalize it, it changes this number. If I add a period, it changes this number. So that hash is very unique, like a fingerprint, like a signature to that. But what if we say Aaron sends 1 Bitcoin to Bob, Cindy sends 4 Bitcoin to Dan, and Ephraim sends 100 Bitcoin to Frank. These are the transactions that we had. It gets sent into this thing and it creates this string of hash, this hash identification number. Okay. Now, how does that add to the Bitcoin network? A whole bunch of these transactions create a block. Okay. And these, it creates this block right here. Now, miners are these little nerdy guys, right? With these very expensive computers, for lack of a better term. And they have to try to guess that hash. And none of them really know. And they literally have to guess this crazy number. Like this number right here, they're just trying to guess. They're like, okay, FD47, does that work? No. Okay. QD47, no, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? And so they're just it's just a whole bunch of computing power just trying to guess that whole thing. Let me shrink myself here. They're trying to just guess that whole thing, right? And they have no idea. Now, when someone gets it right, they get to take that block that they just figured out the hash for, and they can add it to the blockchain. The blockchain is then verifying itself within the Bitcoin network, and the Bitcoin network sends them money as a reward, or Bitcoin as the reward. Maybe it'll be helpful if we take a look at it. So this is blockchain.com. Let me move myself here. And each one of these things are a block. This is block 688007. This is block 688006. This is the 688,007th block ever mined. And this was mined 23 minutes ago by a fellow named Antpool, or a woman named Antpool. This block is the 688,006th block to ever be mined 27 minutes ago by an unknown party. Hey, this one's 688005 by Antpool. Again, this guy Antpool, or girl, is mining a lot of blocks. Now, if we go into it, we go into these blocks here. This block was mined June 17th, time of this recording, 2021 at 9:55 p.m. And it has two confirmations on the blockchain, meaning it's got two of those nodes that we're talking about confirmed that, you know, this is it's correct, like the ledger is correct. Check this out. The miner of this block has earned a total of 6.25 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to 235,000 Bitcoin, or $235,000. The reward consisted of a base of 6.25 Bitcoin. It's incredible. It's incredible. And reward paid as fees of 760 transactions, including on the block. So, you know how we just did 3 transactions: A plus B, B sends money to C, D, C, and E to F. Well, this block had 716 transactions on the block, and so he got rewarded a whole bunch of stuff, like 716. This is the Antpool's the miner, you know, confirmations 2. This is the number. This the height is basically the number. The 688,000th block added to the blockchain, and that stretches all the way back to when Bitcoin was founded. Okay, and and so that's how this all works. If you want to take a look at it again, this is how, in my best way to understand it, how this thing works. And I think the more important reason here is that we need a decentralized way to transfer money. A way that doesn't rely and doesn't need trust in an institution or government or a central governing body like a business, a big business, or, you know what I mean? It's just the people. It belongs to the people. And when all these people work together in this one collective network, we're able to make sure that no one's malicious. If there's one person that's trying to change things up, the other people will be like, no, that's wrong. The other people in the network. It's impossible to hack the whole network, hack all those transactions, hack all that hash rate and all that kind of stuff, all the nerdy stuff. It's literally impossible. But these governments are getting hacked all the time, right? The Keystone Pipeline deal. I see banks getting hacked all the time. I'm seeing businesses getting hacked all the time. So that's one thing. They're negligent, and two, they might be malicious. They might be controlling I think they are controlling our information and, you know, doing whatever they want to do with it. And it's not up to us anymore. And so this is the power of Bitcoin. And if you want to see all that kind of stuff, all those links are in the description. If you want to follow along with me in my journey to 1 Bitcoin, my name is Aaron. I'm a brand new crypto investor. I just started, and I'm just looking for some good cowboys riding along with me, who's got little lizard brains, gorilla arms, and diamond hands, exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency. If you want to join with me, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell for any new and timely updated content, and of course, give me a like button on this video if you are a generous person and you want to help me grow this channel. That would be amazing. Anyway, guys, we will see you guys on the moon. Lizard brains, gorilla arms, diamond hands.